he has also now said that, after he has entered at his India visit, he's gone on to say that the envoy, that is Sergio Gore, will also visit the country. So here, setting the stage, talking about visits, saying that the, one that his the ambassador designate Sergio Gore will visit to India soon, talking about how his talks with the Prime Minister are going on amid the trade talks. Now, Donald Trump is talking about high-level visits of his envoys to India. Here's what Donald Trump said. Listen in.
I'd like to thank Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary Rubio, Secretary Bessent, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Ambassador Sergio Gore, going to India very shortly. Congratulations, Sergio.
All right, so Srinjoy, here, one after the other, there are top officials in the United States who are looking at the possibility of a visit. This also comes when trade talks are still ongoing. When it comes to the trade talks, what kind of developments have we seen?
Well, first of all, trade talks, those are still going on. That 50% tariff remains, more than on any other country except Brazil, which also faces 50%. Then there is also the issue of America at this point not having an ambassador in India. And there hasn't been one from the 20th of January. Now, Ambassador Sergio Gore will be arriving in India. He will be taking charge, and you would expect a visit by President Trump only after Ambassador Gore is in India. He has taken charge. He is in control of the situation. Only then can you expect a Trump visit, and clearly an FTA and a Quad summit and all of that. All of those things will follow after the FTA has been successfully negotiated and Ambassador Gore is here, and also you would expect fewer statements about ending the Indo-Pak war after threatening tariffs on India and Pakistan.
All right. Stay with us, Srinjoy, because there are more remarks that have been made by Donald Trump, which are becoming headlines. And here he's once again talking about how he ended 8 wars. And this is once again Donald Trump talking about how he played a huge role as a peacemaker, how he ensured that because of his intervention, 5 to 6 wars were resolved. Then he talks about the India-Pak tensions, also goes on to talk about how 8 planes were shot down during the conflict, and the kind of, role that he played, where he said that he used tariffs to ensure that the India-Pakistan conflict completely gets resolved. Here's what Donald Trump said once again.
Are you moving forward with any new tariff announcements before a decision from the Supreme Court?
This is the best one. And we can do other things, but they're slow by comparison. And, like as an example, with the 100%, I was able to do it instantaneously when we were threatened by the rare earths, as you know, the magnets. And I did it instantaneously. It was a matter of seconds. And it was a matter of seconds that I got a phone call, let's work this out. We would have had not nearly the defense that we had. It would be a shame. It would be somewhat catastrophic for our country, I have to be honest with you. I don't want to get too much involved, but what we've done, we're taking in hundreds of trillions of dollars. If you take a look at the numbers we have, we're at $17 trillion right now. We're going to be at $21 trillion, about $21 trillion by the time I've finished my first year. Biden, as an example, the Biden administration was at less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We're going to be at $21 trillion for 1 year. In the history of the world, there's never been a country that's done that. Not China, not the U.S., not anybody. And a lot of that is because of the tariffs and the fact that the president is a competent president that knows how to use them. and I use them for national defense. I ended, of the 8 wars I ended, I would say 5 or 6 were ended because of tariffs. I'll give you an example. If you take a look at India and Pakistan, they started to fight. They're 2 nuclear nations. They were shooting each other. 8 planes were shot down. There was 7, now it was 8 because the one that was sort of shot down is now abandoned. And 8 planes were shot down. And I said, listen, if you guys are going to fight, I'm going to put tariffs on you. And they both went, they were not happy about that. And within 24 hours, I settled the war. If I didn't have tariffs, I wouldn't have been able to settle that war. So it's...
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the highlights of what Donald Trump has said and how we've broken down this story. Number one, Trump is hinting at an India visit. Then he's also talking about the ambassador designate who's going to visit India very soon. And then when he's asked about tariffs, Donald Trump says that, he used tariffs to ensure wars are resolved. That is when he makes a mention of how he, spoke to leaders both in India and in Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. And he said, if you keep fighting, I am going to impose tariffs. And, both the countries did not like it. And then as per Donald Trump, within 24 hours, the war was resolved because he issued a tariff threat. Not the first time, Srinjoy, that Donald Trump has made this kind of a comment. And, like many would say, global leaders also take what Donald Trump says with a pinch of salt.
President Trump has been very unpredictable in these last 9 months. But we must acknowledge that he has been very predictable about what he has said vis-a-vis the Operation Sindoor, the conflict that went on for 4 days. Now, what we do know is, regardless of what he has said, after he had declared ceasefire, there was some discussion about continuing operations for another day. Now, what would that mean? President Trump has declared ceasefire. He has declared ceasefire when India and Pakistan were fighting. And while that ceasefire had been declared, India considered the fact that maybe another day's operations were probably necessary. At the end, it was decided no, 4 days of fighting was enough, and India had done what it had needed to. All the objectives had been met.
Right.
So a threat of tariff to end a war, well, he is absolutely welcome to have the views that he has. This may have worked with Cambodia and Thailand and Congo and Rwanda and so on. But I'm not sure this would have worked in India.
Yes, and India has also made its stand absolutely clear. Donald Trump, too, has contradicted himself on multiple occasions when he spoke about the role that he and the United States played in resolving the India-Pak conflict. India has always said that Operation Sindoor was halted because all objectives were met. With that, we are now going to shift our focus